but I just suggest on that, just be careful.
Still, that's exactly what we believe.
The relationship is different.
Yeah.
The relationship between a parent and a child is like so significant.
So still, could you give us some more specific examples that Japanese parents can do at home to enjoy English with their kids?
Yeah, sure. So there's so much you can do at home, whether that's reading books, picture books, or some kind of reading with your kids, because kids love books. There's obviously many pieces of content on YouTube that is great for kids, or like many of the platforms, social media platforms these days. And even just speaking little parts just so that they know, for example, if this is their, it's a cup, for example, you can just do that. As long as you also feel confident in doing it, but even just one word is better than 0 words. But I just suggest on that, just be careful, because I see some parents are have a very high expectancy, a very high expectation of their kids when they're learning English and learning anything. We can't assume that everything we say they'll be able to remember. It's very difficult, because they're not just learning English and what we're saying, also everything around them, every moment of the day, they're still learning. Like, for example, a baby, when they're first able to see, they see that the ceiling's white, and then that's just a process they're also taking in, as well as like us trying to get them to say mama or papa or something like that, So there's a lot of external things that they're trying to take in, whether it be behavioural or like something that we learn, and just be aware that they maybe will take a bit of time to get all the information. And just because we say cup, it doesn't mean they can answer the question like, how old are you? Because a sentence structure and one word are 2 different things. And we need to try and enable our kids to enjoy English, and then that way they will learn the best. If we force them to, kids don't like to be forced to do anything, they want to be free, yeah? So if we do it with a bit of fun, a bit of enjoyment, nursery rhymes, books, playing a card game, anything that you would do in your normal life but just switch to English. So for example, you get Uno cards in English instead of in Japanese, or something along those lines, Uno's not a good example, is it? Because it's all numbers and colours. But anyway, and then when you're playing Uno, you speak like, red card. Or,
It's my turn.
Yeah, number 6, red.
Yeah.
That kind of small thing really will be good, because they're concentrating on the game, they're not concentrating on the English. Once they concentrate on the English, that's the point where you're on like a thin line, we say, you need to be careful, because you don't want to make it not fun. And as soon as they're under stress, it's not fun. So I just make it as fun as possible and let them enjoy it. They'll then do it for longer. It's more important about the long game than the short game.
I totally agree. Having fun speaking English with parents is the most important thing.
Yeah, and if you put too much pressure on yourself as a parent to try and make your kid improve English and they're not taking it, that's more stress for you as well. Especially as a second language, it's really tough. Really, really tough. Because you're trying your best to speak English, and you're expecting the same from someone who doesn't understand what's happening. So that's super tough on both of you. So it's better that you both enjoy it, and then that way you get the biggest outcome out of that.
So still, that's exactly what we believe when we teach kids English at our school. Because we don't want to force kids to speak English or something like that. We want them to have fun using English by playing games, so that they can pick up and learn new words by just playing games and without realizing it. I believe that parents are the perfect role model to the kids.
Yeah, definitely. I completely agree.
Compared to, even we are perfect teachers, but still we can't beat the parents. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because the relationship is different.
Yeah.
The relationship between a parent and a child is so significant, and that anything the parent does, the child wants to emulate, wants to copy, do the same. And for a teacher, actually sometimes that's a barrier, you know. Sometimes kids see teacher as like someone who might be strict depending on their experiences.
And the kids are always comfortable with their parents, so that's exactly when they learn new things.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So Stu, thank you so much for sharing all the wonderful ideas and the tips with us today. Is there anything you'd like to announce?
Yeah, sure. Just please enjoy it, don't put too much pressure, and let your kids have fun while speaking English so they can learn the most that they can. And don't have a huge expectancy of them to be perfect, you know, because none of us are perfect, but anyway, for me, if you want to practice some English and some other phrases, I have a YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, and a Facebook account. I'm everywhere under the name of, and Twitter as well, forgot about that one, under the name of Stu Sensei English. And you can find me. Hopefully I'll see you there.
Okay, so thank you so much and see you guys again. Bye!
Ciao!
動画見てくれてありがとう。高評価、チャンネル登録よろしくね。この動画も見てね。